Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis, updated commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com, where I dive a lot deeper into all of these individual sectors, looking for individual companies to invest in. Could be dividend companies, could be high growth companies, could be speculative high risk companies that can really blow your hair back, which I'm missing. But yeah, we have May Day as a coupon code if you're interested. We do have a Discord channel. I do midweek updates and I do question and answer sessions on the weekend to get all of your guys' questions. And that's where a lot of the value is. I go over a lot of the companies, I go over a lot of the picks, why I like them, and my outlook on the markets from a macro perspective. Let's dive in. Let's take a look. We've got the DXY. It's holding steady today. We've had a lot of volatility today all across the board. And I just kind of, I don't know, enjoyed the view and watched it all play out. But this does look like we could go a little bit higher here with the dollar. Big wick at the bottom. We have another wick here. And usually when you get these big wicks at the bottom, you get a short-term little boost higher. It's probably coming from yields. We're seeing yields strengthen as well. We're up 0.8% on the 2-year. So we had a big move lower in the short term. We could get a little bit of maybe a sideways bounce or something like that in the short term. So overall, medium term, the trend is lower, but we could get a little bit maybe of a consolidation or something going on here in the short term. The 10-year looks a little bit stronger. And this also had an influence on me saying that the 2-year could get a little bit stronger. But this is a pretty solid candlestick today, up 1.86%. And that does look like it wants to work its way on up in the short term. So that's looking a little bit stronger, and we might get a little bit of a bounce or consolidation or something on the lines of that here. The 30-year yield also quite resilient today, up 1.74%. Definitely looking like it wants to bounce higher in the short term or consolidate at best too. A little higher in the short term and maybe a consolidation. Maybe we do something where it consolidates upward and then rolls back over or does something like I just drew there. A lot of the times you get these up and down kind of motions like this all over the place. TYX TNX ratio, we are up just a teeny bit today. Again, we had sideways dollar, increasing interest rates, and that's probably not going to be great for gold today. But we do have a long runway if this does uninvert. I know I've got the uninversion kind of flipped here, but I think this will go up. I think it will be supportive of precious metals for a period of time as rates go down. TLT bond prices selling off today with the longer end of the curve. It's some selling pressure there. So we're starting to see a little bit of a pullback in bond prices and an increase in yields. And that could continue for just a little bit. 2-year, 10-year, we uninverted the curve. So we had the 2-year go up a little bit, and then we had the 10-year go up quite a bit. And that results in the yield curve uninverting. So even though the yield curve uninverted, sometimes it's not conducive for gold to go higher because we had rates going up when it occurred. Plus, it seems like whenever they have these meetings, they don't want commodity prices to go up. It's like they just stamp everything down. So a lot of these meetings, we don't see huge runs in gold, silver, or oil and stuff like that. It almost seems like they try to hold it down. And that's what I've noticed. The gold price was down $17. You can see that going down. I'm trying to see if we get any sort of squeezing up here. So here's your trend line there for the most part coming on up. And I'm just seeing if the top end is squeezing at all. And what I mean by that is I see something on the lines of that. And we'll see if that continues up or if we do break that rising wedge to the downside. But it's holding on right now. It looks okay. Silver still in a very good location, right on support. A little bit stronger selling pressure than what I'd like to see, but it's still on support there. What is causing this? It's those yields going up on the long end and even the short end today. Yields going up. So we'll see where this goes. If yields continue lower, I think this is going to be jet fuel for this to move on up. If we continue higher, we might consolidate sideways for a little bit longer. Platinum down 1.26% today, and maybe we're doing a full retest of this breakout here, back to this level down there. We've got palladium also getting sold off very hard, down 4% today. That is a reversal candlestick where we could see this pull on back. It's a big bearish engulfing candlestick. GDX, GDXJ, and SILJ all selling off a little bit today. You can see the volatility there, huge volatility playing out today in all of these. And we could see a little bit of a pullback in it. Why? Well, it's from interest rates. Interest rates drive everything, guys. Interest rates, interest rates, interest rates. And the weird thing is that crude oil was down too. Usually crude oil is a driver of those interest rates. So maybe there's something else going on in the background. XAU to gold ratio, it is pulling on back a little bit, underperforming gold itself, but we are still in a good location down here from a very cheap area where gold and silver mining companies are cheap to gold. And we've broken the downtrend. It all looks good. This can all work its way on up eventually, as long as those yields are dropping. Crude oil down. Now, I don't think it's down 3%. It's down like 1 point something. Whenever you get these days, it messes with the number. So U.S. oil, if I were to pull that up, it was down 1.2%, and we're back. Don't use this trend line because it should be on logarithmic there, but there it is. We're coming up, and oil doesn't look that bad. It really doesn't look that bad. We could still get a little bit of maybe some sideways action going sideways, but I don't think the markets are as weak as what most people think. And that is because the housing starts looking pretty good. They were higher than last month. So August was higher than July. So I think this could bottom here at some point. We're coming into the weakness of oil seasonality wise. So we could bottom out here over the next, I don't know, few months or something like that. TTF gas up 0.56%. That does look good to work its way on up. We've broken a falling wedge. Natural gas in America pulling back to support. We're almost at that support level. We've got our boy XOP. Yeah, you know me, getting a little bit of selling pressure here at that wick. We were up today, and I think we'll probably meander sideways for a little bit. Overall, I see a big shoulder, head, shoulder, and we're still scribing out the right-hand shoulder. OIH also down a little bit today, 0.8% or so, but still looks well composed for a potential move higher if the buyers want to come here and push it. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure today. That's conducive for a move higher over time. Newcastle coal futures down just a teeny bit. Still looks good. A lot of this is just patience. You get these. A lot of the companies are just moving sideways right at the ideal buy point, and I think we go sideways or higher eventually with coal. Profits of Uranium Trust slightly lower. We're right at that breakout, that resistance line. We want to get above that, and then we can do a little bit of runny at some point. But it's squeezing up. You can see these guys squeezing up into that corner there, right underneath resistance. The Radium futures price just moving sideways. We're in the dead period. Buyers equal to sellers. We've got URA down 0.44%. Not a huge selling pressure day, guys. This could very easily work its way on up. You can also see it's basically a flag pattern where we could easily work our way on up. So it's looking a lot better. URNM also exhibiting that, and URNJ. These are flag patterns that are forming. So they look good. They look good. Copper down slightly, but still looks good, in my opinion, to meander its way higher. COPX is going higher. It's trying to break out of this resistance area. You can see a little bit of selling pressure there throughout the day. And these meetings, these Fed meetings, it's almost like they never break out on those Fed meeting days. Back in the day, we would get these huge surges if they cut more than what was expected. And then it's like they almost held it down to some degree. Iron ore up a little bit. That does look like it wants to go higher. Small selling pressure coming in here with a bunch of small days. It looks like the buyers equal to sellers right where we're at. So we'll see if we get a bounce. Aluminum up just a teeny bit, and we've been meandering sideways between resistance and support between these two lines that I drew in there. We've got nickel up 1.82%, looking a little bit better than before, uh, but we still have downside momentum on this, and we could easily still pull back further. Mu up 0.3%, and I do think this looks pretty good. This is trying to bottom out and turn from this pullback here. Pull back into support. We've broken the trend line, and it looks like we could be heading higher with time. Emerging markets down just a little bit. Higher yields, decently strong dollar, and this pulls back a little bit. It's holding in there, and it's just waiting for a weaker currency is what we're looking for. Weaker currency. KRE up 0.44%. It's also holding on, and I do think this will work its way on up. And I think we'll get more bank loans from the residential real estate market, which drives profitability for a lot of these. TAN down just a teeny bit, doesn't like the increasing yields. Lithium, same thing. And REMX, same thing. We pull back, it doesn't like stronger dollar, stronger yields. Baltic Dry Index, slightly higher, looking good, above long-term support. There's the long-term support going all the way back, so this is a pretty strong support level. XHB down just a little bit. Doesn't like the stronger yields, but I do think this will work its way on up. It will be in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, that type of stuff. So still looking good. Russell 2000 barely up, and it's above support. We're up sitting here, so that does look good to go higher. Higher, higher, higher. We've got S&P 500 right at that resistance zone. Where's this thing going to go? We're going to break up, or are we going to fall on and roll over? NASDAQ's in the same exact situation. Got SMCI pulling back a little bit. It looks like the buyers are starting to equal the sellers down here. So if we get a big surge higher, this could work its way on up again. Same with NVIDIA. Getting some selling pressure today, down 1.88. And we'll see if it rolls over or if this can turn its way around. I know the CEO has been selling NVIDIA like it's going out of style. He's selling the max that he can, given what he can, and he's just dumping, 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 dumping. BTC down just a little bit, still looks okay, still within the pattern. Pretty boring since March of 24, just consolidating. And then Ethereum also selling off 1.9%, but it's not falling like a rock. We've got good support there, and it's a downward facing pattern, big one. Now, I would only worry if we start to break through this, getting down here. But it's holding on at the moment. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website. That's Mayday coupon code if you're interested. If you want a discount, 50% off the first month for a monthly membership. You can always switch to a yearly membership whenever you like. The yearly membership, you can use that coupon for a bigger discount if you like being in the community. But that's what we've got. We've got a Sunday question and answer session coming up at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. They are recorded, and all of those recordings are on the website. Just look for Platinum Midweek Update. For the midweek updates, I have everything in history, and look for Platinum question and answer session videos. It has all the history. We've got a Discord channel. I've got a dividend post where you can see all of the dividend stocks that I like in commodities. Just search for dividend on the website. There's a lot of other stuff on there, previous things about macro environments, the real estate cycle, all of those things if you want to go and search through it. I also have a log of all the posts that have been posted on the website that you can search through, and you can search for those posts and watch them if you want to learn. But that's what I've got for today, guys. We'll catch you Sunday or tomorrow. Next time is what I call it. And we'll see you later. This is Finding Value.